Still kind of a reminder, we're in September, still dealing with the tropics. Thankfully, nothing close to home. This is Tropical Storm Gabrielle. Starting to look a little bit better organized with those thunderstorms, beginning to concentrate a bit more around the center. We're not getting quite as much of the dry air and wind shear. It is still there, but it is at least allowing for some of those storms to develop a little closer to the center, meaning it is trying to strengthen, and that is expected over the weekend, becoming a hurricane and then possibly even a Category 2 as it looks like it'll stay to the east of Bermuda. Still, Bermuda will get some rainfall, winds, as well as the higher surf. But if the center of the storm stays away from the island, certainly good news, and very quickly moving away as we get into early next week. Elsewhere in the tropical basin, it's just that one wave that is now off of the African coast and has a low chance of developing in the next 3 to 5 days. Models, though, are not aggressive with that system at all. In fact, both the Euro and the GFS really only have strong signals over the next 10 days for Gabrielle. That's where you see kind of the tight grouping of all those lines. That's the center of low pressure lines based on the several runs of the Euro. And again, the GFS is about the same with really nothing close to home. One thing that is new this year is the Google AI ensemble model. It is going crazy. It has the strong signals for Gabrielle, but also has an area north of the islands, a little closer to the Bahamas, as well as the northwestern Caribbean. I think, and a lot of other meteorologists think, that the Google AI is far too aggressive with what we call cyclogenesis, meaning where storms develop. It has done a fairly good job once a storm is already organized, but it kind of goes crazy with trying to foresee where a system could develop. So Google model going nuts, whereas the Euro and the GFS a little more in line with keeping us fairly quiet. And I think that is probably going to be the case. A little closer to home, we've had a few isolated showers here and there. One that's moving just to the west of Morgan City, but otherwise we stayed under mostly sunny skies, and it was another hot day today. Temperature got up to 93 degrees, not quite the records in the upper 90s, but we should be at late September in the only upper 80s. A lot of sunshine, though. At least it is pretty. Dew points have not been bad. Humidity only at 50% at the moment, and still in the low 90s across much of the area. But again, as we have seen most of this week, with the lower humidity, dew points 60s, some lower 70s. As soon as that sun goes down, it does start to feel pretty nice, and that will continue over the weekend. Now, going into next weekend, perfect timing. First day of fall is Monday, and the humidity does start to increase. We will have a more humid feel going through most of the week, but then notice this drop in humidity on Friday. That is with a cold front. Don't get too excited, though. What this front is going to do, one, bring in a better chance for some rain. May see some showers on Wednesday, but the better chance of rain looks to be on Thursday with the front. Friday clearing out, temperatures drop slightly, maybe a little closer to our average, but also turning less humid. The reason that front is not really associated with any cold air is because this is the upper pattern and the temperatures. This is the upper low, which is going to bring through the front. It is what we call a cutoff low because this is the main jet stream. We would need this to come buckling down to the south to bring in the colder air in Canada, and it's not showing signs of doing that. So at least through the next 7+ days, no real signs of a fall feel. Hopefully, as we get into the start of October, maybe our high temperatures in the low 90s through the weekend, staying mostly dry through Tuesday. Those rain chances picking up primarily on Thursday with that weak front.